Brendan, how long have you been competing?
Oh man, it's been a long time. I was probably 16 when I first got into it. Now I'm teaching, I'm a science teacher and stuff, but I was fighting for about 10 years there. I went up the ranks. Pretty good career in it, but it just really wasn't for me. Now things are different. I got a lot that my family's going through and some hardships, and I really need this tournament to go through for me. So I'm getting back into it. It's been a little while, but hopefully that experience in the past will, show itself here and I do well.
And who's your inspiration?
Honestly, right now my inspiration is just family. I'm not inspired by anybody. I literally need to win this or I lose everything I have. It's just, I have to win. There's no other way about it.
And tell me about your relationship with your father. Because hasn't he been a coach?
That was a tough one. So yeah, my dad's one of the best coaches in all of fighting. But as Tommy knows here, he's extremely abusive. My whole childhood, I got the crap beat out of me. I was more scared to face my dad than any opponent I've ever had. Lots of bad memories, but one thing about him is he was good at what he did. Went about it a terrible way, but very good at his craft.
Okay. Tommy, why are you competing in this fight?
To show that I still have what it takes. All the training that I've been through, being alone, doing my training by myself, getting left behind. Just want to be able to kind of just prove to myself I can still do it, and I can still compete.
Growing up, were you closer to your mother or your father?
I would say I was probably closer to my mother. My father was around, but not that much. So I'd say probably my mom for the most part.
Are you in a relationship now?
Relationship. That's Brendan over here. I'm not the relationship guy. That's this guy. Kind of just doing my own thing on my own.
So you had a tough childhood together, because I know your mom passed away, cancer, and your dad was obviously one of those coaches that believed that abuse would make you strive for excellence. Did you have any happy childhood memory as boys together? And if so, what was that memory?
Just growing up. For a short instance, he was there, and we would train together. And kind of the next thing I know, I turn around, he's just not there anymore. So it was just a short instance.
It's tough because I get that, and I really cared about my brother. I love my brother, I still do. I fell in love. I met somebody, I was 16, I had a shitty life, I cared about my mom, but the opportunity came up and I knew she'd be gone forever, so I had to make that decision. Now I feel extremely bad for what I did. I hope someday you forgive me though for my decision. But we did have some good memories as children. I know we did, and you're one of the reasons I got through what I got through, man. You and Mom were the only reason.
You're never there, dude. You're never even there.
I'm sorry you feel that way, man, but I helped raise you, man. You think Dad was there for you?
I was alone, man.
He didn't do shit for you. I helped you, man, until I was 16, and I did leave you. I feel bad about that. But man, you got to forgive me, man. We can make this work.
Tommy, do you think you could forgive?
For leaving me the whole time?
Yeah.
For being alone?
Mm-hmm.
For being by myself? No. He wasn't there. No one was there. I did this all by myself. My only brothers were the guys I met in the Marines. That's the only people that were there for me, so I'm alone.
Do you think you'll always be alone?
I think maybe one day you'll turn around, but right now, no.
So, Brendan, your life is so different than Tommy's because you're married, and do you have one child or two children?
I have two children. Yeah, it's whole different atmosphere. You know, he came around. He was always the lone soldier, and I give him all the props in the world. He's got himself to an elite status, and he is the most favored, the most dangerous guy coming into this tournament. So I give him his props there. His downside is he's not going to forgive, and he's not open to learning things. Right? He's got a different experience, and now I have the biggest motivation factor is I have to win. He's here for his pride, to show everybody how big and how bad that you are. But how tough are you really if you can't even forgive your damn brother? To me that's soft.
You said you're fighting for your family. You weren't fighting for me. Where were you? You weren't fighting for me back then. Now you're fighting for this other family.
You know what? And I told you that I'm sorry about that. And you know what? I didn't even get to see my goddamn mother get
She
buried.
was there. That's your fault. I
You
was
didn't
taking
even
care
tell
of her. I was alone taking care of her. Where were you? I was alone taking care of her, and you left.
Okay. Tommy, how do you want to be remembered?
I don't.
No, I think that's bullshit. I think he does want to be remembered. That's the only reason he's in this tournament. He wants everybody to know how big and how bad he is. That's why he's here. I'm here for reasons that I have to do it for my family. He's here all out of his ego and his pride that he can't seem to get through his head.
Because you need the money for your family, right?
I need this. But he's here. If he tells you he doesn't want to be remembered, that's bullshit. He wouldn't be in this tournament in the first place. And I know that. I knew that ever since he was a kid.
So how do you want to be remembered, Brendan?
I really don't care about how I'm remembered. I want to be forgiven, first off, and I've lost a lot growing up. I've lost everything I knew. My dad, the guy I hardly ever saw. I lost my mom. I didn't even get to say goodbye to my own freaking mother. He's not even he thinks his, friends in the military are brothers and not even me, his own blood. So really, I don't care how I'm remembered. I just want to be forgiven for everything that I did, and hopefully I could bring the pieces back together and just live in peace and happy rest of my life.
Okay. Thank you both very much, and best of luck to you in the tournament.
Thank you.
Derek, how long were you in prison?
3 years.
And what were you in prison for?
This guy was bringing into my car. Of course, he was a black guy. And, I stopped him. I took him out. Took them both out. That's what I had to
You beat
do.
him to death, didn't you?
I did.
And didn't have any remorse about that?
Nah, he deserved it.
Okay. And you don't think that blacks and whites should socialize and or intermarry, or have your views changed since you've been in prison?
Yes, before, I had all these ideals and, all this stuff that my father told me, and, I realized being in here, it's all wrong. It's all bullshit. We can make a change, and we can make things work together.
Now, when you were in prison, did you earn your GED or anything, or?
No, I just kind of coasted my way through. Did what I had to do to get out of there alive, and with the help of some unlikely friends, a black friend helped me get through there. I wouldn't be sitting here today if it wasn't for him.
And how do you feel about your younger brother following your former path?
Of course I don't like it. I'm not trying to say that, I'm perfect and everything, but I want to try and get him out of it and stop him from going on and ending up the same way I do or worse.
So what do you think, are you going to teach, what would you like to teach your brother outside of that it's not right to be racist, or that, we all have more in common than differences, or?
I think exactly that, that there's more to life than just hate, and that, no matter who the person is, what color they are, it doesn't matter. Whatever you're from, wherever you grew up, it's all how you choose to be as a person,
How have your former friends reacted since you got out?
Well, of course, they're still going down that same route, but I'm out of it. I'm done.
Do they believe you're out of it?
No, they want me in it. They always want me in. They want everybody in it, but they're blind. You know, they're blind to the reality. And it's bullshit.
How do you want to be remembered?
I'd rather just be who I'm remembered by. As my brother, I want him to see the change that I made and make the same one.
Thank you for your time today.